evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Omani Hajj mission confirms that it completed its preparations to serve Omani pilgrims going to the Holy Lands. A decision banning kingfish catching starts today and lasts for 2 months. And the Air Coalition allows to resume humanitarian flights to the Yemeni capital, Sana'a. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in reply to His Majesty's cable of condolences on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Badr bin Mohammed bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Majesty the Sultan also received a cable of thanks from His Excellency President Abdulaziz Bouteflika of Algeria in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's 54th independence anniversary. The Omani Hajj mission confirmed that it completed its preparations to serve the Omani pilgrims going to the Holy Lands and to supervise their ritual performance at ease. That came during the first meeting of the mission, in which strategic goals and mechanisms were defined for the mission work, as well as tasks of delegations that comprise the Omani Hajj mission. It also had consultations on aspects and developments related to Hajj affairs. It is worth mentioning that the ministry this year had introduced the e-system for registering pilgrims, which is considered a qualitative change and development in regards to prioritizing the performance of the pilgrimage, as well as organizing and facilitating the entire process. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth decided to ban the catching of kingfish in Omani territorial waters in all the governorates of the Sultanate for 2 months, as from 15th of August until 15th of October 2016. The decision is to maintain the stocks of kingfish, regularize fishing operations, avoid the depletion of kingfish stocks, and reduce the pressure on catching them in order to ensure the balance between stocks and caught quantities. The ministry organized a series of workshops to explain executive regulations of fishing the kingfish, the necessity to abide by the specified period, types and specifications of nets and kingfish stocks in the Omani waters. At the same time, the Fisheries Control and Licenses Department will intensify its watch on the coasts of the governorates during the 2-month ban. Oman oil price October delivery reached $44.84. Dubai Mercantile Exchange said that the price of Oman oil rose $1.37 from the price of last Friday, which was $43.47. The average price of Oman oil September 2016 delivery has stabilized at $43.40, thus $3.20 per barrel, lower than August 2016 delivery. Muscat Securities Market General Index today lost 3 points compared to the last session. The trading value today stood at more than 3.6 million Omani Riyal, comprising a decline of 0.51%. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value rose by 0.03%. Within the framework of developing the tourism sector in the Sultanate, the Intercity Hotel was opened in Salalah in the Governorate of Dhofar. It is considered one of the tourism projects that will contribute to serving the visitors to the Governorate, especially during Kharif season. The hotel is distinguished by its location in the heart of the city of Salalah, where all the necessary services are available for tourists. It includes 70 rooms, 2 meeting halls, as well as other facilities for entertainment. There are various touristic sites that attract visitors to the Sultanate, and tourism is considered one of the most promising sectors that will only advance through the active contribution of the private sector, in addition to the facilities provided by the government. To acquaint the youth with the leading institutions and companies in the Sultanate, the National Youth Committee organized a program entitled Know Your Country. A number of young people from various governorates of the Sultanate took part in the activities of the program. It organized a visit to Salalah port, where the participants got acquainted with the different facilities, and they were briefed about the vision of the port in order to contribute in diversifying the income means as well as develop the Omani economy, in addition to its role in the employment of the national cadres. The Director General of Education in the Governorate of North Batina, in cooperation with Sohar Port and Free Zone, organized the Summer Forum for Excelling Students. The forum, held at the premises of International Maritime College Oman, or IMCO, included specialized training courses that aim to improve the creativity skills of the participants. The summer program, entitled My Summer, My Education, reflects the cooperation between the government and the private sector. Around 300 male and female students excelled in their studies from the wilayas of the Governorate of North Batina. The program focused on teaching students the English language, in addition to improving skills such as reading, writing and listening. It included workshops in the fields of engineering, music, fine arts, photography and computer science. Still to come in our news bulletin. Around 20 climbing clubs have appeared up and down Pakistan after the first one was established 3 years ago in Lahore.
هنا الرائحة العالقة بالذاكرة تأخذنا دهشة مختلفة لتبهرنا بجمالها الآسر حيث ملتقى الأسرة. امنح نفسك شغف التجربة، فهنا حكاية الجمال لا تنتهي. مهرجان صلالة السياحي 2016 من 15 من يوليو إلى 31 من أغسطس. عمان، المحبة والوئام.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Arab-led coalition battling rebels in Yemen said it would allow humanitarian flights into Sana's international airport starting today after several days' closure due to renewed hostilities around the capital. A coalition statement said Sana International Airport will be reopened to United Nations flights and those of other agencies from Monday. The coalition said it received 12 flights requests from the UN and other groups, but warned that it needed to receive advance notice of flight plans to Sana in order to guarantee the security of airport staff. A suicide bomber detonated an explosives vest on a bus in Syria near the Atmeh border crossing with Turkey last night, killing at least 32 people. The bus was carrying fighters from foreign-backed rebel factions. The explosion took place at the entrance to Atmeh refugee camp in Idlib province in Syria. Israeli forces destroyed the home of a Palestinian man. An army spokesperson said the forces, in accordance with government directives, arrived at the West Bank village of Bani Naim and destroyed the family house of 19-year-old martyr. The soldiers blew up the house in a controlled manner, then fired flares to disperse a crowd of stone throwers. Iraqi forces continue to fight Daesh militants in Qayyara, south of Mosul. The Iraqi army recaptured several villages, freeing civilians 2 years after the militants took over the area. Anti-terrorism agents of the Iraqi forces conducted investigations among civilians in search of hiding militants or those who collaborated with them. The UN Refugee Agency said this week that more than 100,000 people had been displaced as Iraqi forces cleared territory ahead of the critical battle for Mosul. A dozen young men and women stand before a rock facing the outskirts of Islamabad, challenging and cheering each other on as they take turns scrambling up the limestone in front of curious onlookers. Here is a report on mountain climbing.
Scaling new heights in Pakistan. The country's mountainous north has long been a magnet for climbers from all over the world, but very few locals showed interest in the sport until now. When Nazir Ahmed opened his climbing club 4 years ago in the capital, Islamabad, it had 20 members. Today, there are 500.
Social media.
People are attracted to climbing because they're active on social media. They see it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram and get impressed. It's a good sign.
Nazir is from the northern Gilgit-Baltistan region, where 3 of the world's greatest mountain ranges collide: the Karakoram, the Hindu Kush and the Himalayas. There, mountain climbing is in the locals' genes, but they're often limited to working as low-paid porters on foreign expeditions. One climber, though, made a name for herself after scaling Mount Everest.
I'm very much inspired by Samina Beg. When a girl from a far-flung area like Gilgit becomes the first Pakistani female to scale Mount Everest, that's a big deal.
In this conservative Muslim country, climbing has become one of the rare sports in which both genders can take part together, even off the peaks. After building Islamabad's first climbing wall, Jamshed Khan opened one here in Lahore 3 years ago. Since then, around 20 similar clubs have appeared up and down the country.
Most
of our participants are kids, but we have youngsters as well from universities. Some teachers and students are also our members.
For the first time, climbing will be an Olympic sport in the next Games in Tokyo. Pakistan's top climbers have their work cut out for them if they want to head to Japan to represent their country.
And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with intermittent drizzle and scattered rainfall on desert areas. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with scattered rain over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly, light to moderate over the coasts of Sea of Oman, while on the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea, it will be southwesterly moderate to active. Seas will be rough along the coasts of the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 4.5 meters and slight along the rest of the coasts with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Omani Hajj mission confirms that it completed its preparations to serve Omani pilgrims going to the Holy Lands. A decision banning kingfish catching starts today and lasts for 2 months. And the Arab coalition allows to resume humanitarian flights to the Yemeni capital, Sana'a. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.